Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
The former Carter County collector is the focus of a criminal investigation. Also, the city of Deloge needed to acquire right-of-ways to give them away. Plus, the new section of Route T at Lake Wapapello is finally open. All of these stories coming up.
We saw an afternoon of clouds with a little bit of sunshine, but some showers and thunderstorms all the way. I'll let you know about all that coming up in your Storm Tracker weather forecast.
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello everybody, I'm Fred Dawkins. Thanks for joining us, and here are the top stories that we've been working on for you on 18 Eyewitness News. The criminal investigation continues into the former Carter County collector. Jennifer Clark Williams tendered her resignation effective immediately Tuesday. County prosecutor Rocky Kingry told 18 Eyewitness News in an interview that he expects the investigation to wrap up in a couple of weeks.
We have the Division of Drug and Crime Control, the Missouri State Patrol. They are wrapping up their investigation, which is still going to take a few weeks. You know, we have to go through personal records. We subpoena them and pull all the records to make sure that we are correct about what we believe.
The investigation was triggered by a state audit that found Clark Williams could not account for at least $3,800 in property tax receipts received but not deposited. Kingry says Clark Williams is believed to be the only person involved with the missing money. She could face felony charges, stealing charges, when the investigation is completed. Here's Dustin Kopp now with a look at our 18 Storm Tracker forecast. Dustin?
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. We saw a day of sunshine, cloudy afternoon, and we are also seeing some showers and thunderstorms starting to develop. Looking at current conditions throughout southeast Missouri, temperatures are on the chilly side. 56 in Festus, 55 in St. Genevieve, Fredericktown 54, 55 in Piedmont and Van Buren, and Poplar Bluff right now at 56. Thunderstorms are likely this evening, 55 degrees at 7 p.m., 53 by 9, and by midnight, temperature around 51. Will we see any showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow, or will it just be a cloudy day? I'll let you know coming up in your Storm Tracker weather forecast.
Well, there's an interesting element to the new East Outer Road from Deloge to Park Hills. Deloge City Administrator Greg Camp tells 18 Eyewitness News that the majority of the project funded, the city needed to secure the right-of-ways and then give them back to the Missouri Department of Transportation.
But in order for MoDOT to be able to expend any construction funds, either state funds or federal highway funds, on this project, they have to own the right-of-way.
Camp says they are in the process of turning over the right-of-ways to the state of Missouri.
Then the state can then obligate the construction funds, federal and state monies, for the contractor that the city selects and the state concurs with. It gets really complicated, but essentially then the construction process can take place. Once the road is done, MoDOT gives the road back to the city and it becomes all city maintained right-of-way, just like any other street in Deloge.
State and federal funds are covering 72% of the cost for the $4 to $5 million project. The East Outer Road is expected to be completed sometime next year. Route T at Lake Wapapello is now open to traffic. The $1.5 million project was completed earlier this week. The new Route T replaces the section that was washed out during last year's flooding. Prior to the construction, Missouri Department of Transportation Project Manager Tim Richmond tells 18 Eyewitness News that they will be prepared for minor flooding.
We're going to be also putting some pipe structures underneath Route T there to handle at least minor overtopping events at the emergency spillway.
Richmond notes that the new Route T has been designed so traffic won't have to stop. MoDOT warns drivers to watch for periodic lane closures in the coming weeks while crews complete guardrail work and sign installation. A Leadwood man accused of murder will find out the date of his circuit court trial December the 5th. 27-year-old Jason Roberts is charged with second-degree murder in connection with the 2011 Christmas Eve beating that left Michael Circlum of Bismarck dead. Circuit Court Judge Kenneth Pratt had scheduled the trial setting for this month, but last week it was rescheduled to December. According to the probable cause statement, witnesses observed Roberts beating and kicking Circlem, who died 4 days later. Roberts claims it was self-defense. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, the weather's turning colder. That means the need to feed the hungry families increases. That story is coming up only on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day with 90 days same as cash. Easy payment plans to fit your budget, no hassle leasing, and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customers, in Donovan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Call 223-3200.
Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
Take control of your future by enrolling at the Unitech Career Center. Discover a new career with Unitech's nursing programs or the opportunities with Unitech's sheet metal fabricating program, or turn your hobby into a career with Unitech's power sports equipment program. From electrical trades to automotive technology programs, the first step to a well-paying future starts at the Unitech Career Center, Raider Road in Bonne Terre. For adult information, call 358-3011. For high school information, call 358-2271.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dawkins, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
As the weather turns colder, the need to feed the hungry in St. Francis County continues. President of the Elvins Food Pantry, Randy King, tells 18 Eyewitness News that they're serving 100 more families than they did 2 years ago.
Well, it went from about 303, I believe it was, when I took over, and now we're about 407 families per month that we serve.
King says their need for donations increase around the holidays because they like to give their clients a little something extra.
Last year, I believe it was, we was giving them a chicken, was their meat, the main meat for them. And, we try to give them some type of mashed potatoes, gravy, fruit, maybe some yams, something like that. And we try to do that above their regular order.
King says people shouldn't be too proud to seek help when they need it. Folks can be referred to the Elvins Food Pantry through the East Missouri Action Agency. Well, Dexter's annual Fall Fest is this Saturday. The event, sponsored by the historic Downtown Dexter Association, features arts and craft vendors, a quilt exhibition, and photo contest. Missy Steitz's company sponsors one of the most popular events, the pie eating contest.
This is our 3rd annual, and it's guys versus guys and girls versus girls. So we do 2 heats of pie, and it's a $500 cash donation to the charity of the winner's choice in their name.
Missy says there will also be lots of activities for the young and the young at heart.
I think they have like bouncers and all kinds of games and food, of course, and music and just fun stuff.
Downtown Dexter's annual Fall Fest gets started Saturday morning at 9. Final preparations are underway for the First Baptist Church of Ellington's annual Judgment House. Spokesperson Linda Kelly says last year more than 1,200 people attended the presentations. She says each year Judgment House has a different theme.
One year it was on drinking and driving, and then this year it's on texting while you're driving, and it's not just the teenagers that are doing that, it's also the adults.
Linda says, as in the past, some scenes are not handicap accessible. However, this year they've made accommodations.
We have a special room where scenes that you can't get to, that you can't get down into hell, or some of the scenes that you cannot get to are filmed ahead of time. And then on those scenes, you're in that room, and then as soon as that scene's over, you rejoin your tour so you don't miss out. Because previous years, they just skipped part of the story and could only go through the scenes that they could get to.
The presentation, which involves 170 volunteers, is free, but reservations are recommended. That information can be found by clicking this story at our website, kdkz18.com. The 4-H and FFA Youth Benefit Auction is now set for Saturday, October 27th at the St. Francis County Stockyards. The auction was moved from the week of the fair to give more folks a chance to participate. Co-organizer Sarah Tripp says they've also added a chili cook-off this year.
So far we have different businesses and 4-H clubs that are entering it. The winner gets a traveling trophy, and they also get half of their money back from the entry fee.
The cook-off starts at 6, with the auction getting underway 1 hour later. Sarah says the 4-H and FFA club members solicited the items to be auctioned off or created baskets of prizes that folks can bid on. All of the money raised will sponsor the clubs in St. Francis County. And still to come on 18 Eyewitness News, as we approach sinus infection season this fall, some big changes you need to know about, why you may leave the doctor's office empty-handed, coming up in Your Health.
Cloudy skies are on the way for your Friday. What will be in the store for the weekend? I'll let you know coming up in your Storm Tracker weather forecast, which is next.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. It was an afternoon of cloudy skies and some showers and thunderstorms are starting to develop. What's in store for the rest of the week into the weekend? Well, let's take a look at our weather headlines. Showers and thunderstorms are going to continue off and on this evening. We're going to see a cloudy Friday, and then it looks like temperatures on the cool side for tomorrow, but warming up nicely for the weekend. Currently here in southeast Missouri, temperatures are in the 50s, 56 in Festus, 55 in St. Genevieve and Ironton, Fredericktown and Potosi at 54, 55 in Piedmont, as well as in Cape Girardeau, and Poplar Bluff right now at 56. It's also 56 at the studio with cloudy sky, and it feels like 56 out there. Current dew point 44 right now with humidity at 64%, south wind 6 miles per hour. Going through the day tomorrow, northern portions of Arkansas and maybe the tip of Missouri. We'll see some showers tomorrow morning. We may see some as far north as Farmington, but the majority of the day tomorrow will be on the cloudy side. So forecast for tonight, we're going to see those showers and thunderstorms as it quickly push through. But for tomorrow, we'll see a temperature around 65 degrees pretty much all over the board in northern portions of our viewing area. 66 in Ironton as well as in Fredericktown. Cloudy skies, 65 down in Poplar Bluff. Then for the next several days here in southeast Missouri, as I said, cloudy day on Friday, but sun returns for Saturday and Sunday. High of 80 on Saturday. On Sunday, 75. Mostly sunny on Monday, high of 77. And then Tuesday, partly sunny, 76. Lower 70s for Wednesday with some showers and thunderstorms. And then back to the full sunshine on Thursday. We're also going to be in the 60s. Now look at our weekend forecast here in southeast Missouri. 80 degrees on Saturday and partly sunny. There may be a pop-up shower here or there and maybe even a rumble of thunder Saturday night into Sunday. But Sunday's looking nice, 75 and partly sunny. Let's check out your Storm Tracker weather forecast. More details located at KDKZ18.com. Just click on the weather tab. Fred, back to you.
Well, if you're one of the 45 million Americans who suffer from sinus infections this time each year, you're going to want to hear this story. Scientists say a new breed of super bacteria is developing, and it's forcing some changes in the way sinus infections are treated. As Clark Powell shows us in this report, starting this fall, don't be surprised if you go to the doctor for a sinus infection and come home without a prescription.
Stephanie Santino says she used to dread this time of year. During the fall and winter months, sinus infections seemed to take over her life.
There were times where just, literally sitting upright, that pain of holding your head upright was just really intense.
Like most people, Stephanie says nearly every time she went to the doctor for a sinus infection, she came home with antibiotics. But starting this sinus infection season, that's likely to change.
For the vast majority of people we give antibiotics, it's not really providing the benefit that we would have hoped.
In fact, it's actually making things worse. Dr. Shubnoy Das is a sinus expert at the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. He says up to 90% of sinus infections are caused by a virus, so antibiotics are no help at all. But for decades, doctors prescribed them anyway, and now some bacteria are becoming dangerously drug resistant.
We are creating a race of super bacteria for which we will not be able to treat.
To avoid that, new guidelines are in place this fall, discouraging doctors from overprescribing antibiotics. Instead, Das says to first treat your sinus infection with an over-the-counter saltwater rinse. They can be extremely effective. However, if your face swells, you have a high fever, or your vision changes, don't ignore your sinus infection. Instead,
seek medical attention early, but to go with an open mind that I'm not going expecting an antibiotic.
Because chances are you may not get one. After surgery to fix her sinuses, Stephanie now swears by saltwater rinses to control the infections that used to control her. At Ohio State's Wexner Medical Center, this is Clark Powell reporting.
Das says sinus infections are the most common chronic disease in people between the age of 18 and 45, but only a small percent can actually be treated with antibiotics. If you get them, talk to your doctor about over-the-counter options that can really help.
I'm Stacy Johnson. If you're one of the millions of Americans with a storage locker stuffed with junk, maybe you're paying more than the junk is worth. If you've got a storage locker, you really need to see what's just ahead on Money Talks News.
Your health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment with a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through, or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Archair Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Archair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
Do you have a storage locker somewhere? Well, renting one can cost thousands every year, and you may be storing stuff you don't really want. Money reporter Stacy Johnson shows you a few alternatives to public storage.
If there's one thing that defines the American landscape, it's these storage lockers. The United States now has 2.3 billion square feet of storage room. 1 in 10 Americans has one. Now that's enough space for every man, woman, and child to stand inside one of these units. If you're one of them, maybe it's time to do some simple math. Like whether what you're paying to store your stuff is more than the stuff is actually worth. Unfortunately, I can use myself as an example. I've rented this storage locker for 10 years at $150 a month. That's $18,000. Do you really think the stuff in here is worth 18 grand? Let me tell you, not even close. So the simplest way to save on storage rooms is the most obvious. Don't have one, or at least get the smallest possible. Don't just throw stuff in here. Go through it first. Not pay worthy? Either donate it, keep it at home, or throw it away. Idea number 2, get a better deal by asking for one. Compare and shop storage companies and pit them against each other. And this could get easier because these things are overbuilt in many parts of the country, and in some places, for the first time in a long time, their occupancy rates are going down, so they're going to get more competitive. Idea number 3, while storage sheds at the store may cost a lot, they may be cheaper in the long run than renting storage space. No room? Pay a friend to store stuff for you. Bottom line, houses have doubled in size in the last 50 years, and storage rental places didn't even exist until the 1960s. If you're paying for storage, odds are you've simply got too much stuff. Want more info and tips? They're stored right here at moneytalksnews.com. I'm Stacy Johnson.
Stacy said he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to our website, KDKZ18.com. Click on the Money Talks link under the Lifestyles menu.
And coming up in sports, the Cardinals try to put away the Nationals in their playoff series at this hour. The Rams' young wide receivers are challenged to step up, and Mizzou will have a backup center to match their backup quarterback when they face number 1 Alabama. These stories coming up in sports on 18 Eyewitness News.
Attention, Accutane warning. If you have Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease, it may have been caused by the acne drug Accutane. Accutane victims have recently been awarded millions of dollars. Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim.
Call the Rely On Group now to be connected with an experienced attorney. There is absolutely no risk on your part. You don't owe us a penny unless we are successful.
Call the Rely On Group at 800-698-3105.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-587-7095.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News with Jeremy Martin.
The Cardinals are trying to put away the Washington Nationals in their National League Division Series at this hour. St. Louis is 1 win away from the League Championship Series after locking down Washington 8-0 Wednesday afternoon. The shutout spoiled the first postseason game played in the nation's capital since 1933. When the Rams were upgrading their wide receivers this offseason, they knew they'd be keeping Danny Amendola. But with his injury a week ago, the Rams are going to have to rely on the wideout talent they assembled. In addition to his receiving production, Amendola brought a fiery, hard-nosed leadership style to that young group of receivers, including Chris Givens, Brian Quick, Steve Smith, Brandon Gibson, and Austin Pettis. It's that same group of wideouts that will now be charged with trying to replicate Amendola's production. And if Mizzou did not have enough concern facing number 1 Alabama with a backup quarterback, that quarterback will be taking snaps from a backup center. Brad McNulty began his transformation from guard to center last spring. Now a redshirt freshman for the Tigers, he faces the challenge of moving into a starting role Saturday after Mitch Morse suffered a knee injury against Vanderbilt. If there is a silver lining, McNulty's shared a lot of snaps with quarterback Corbin Bergstresser because both have spent most of the season number 2. Thanks a lot, Jeremy. Let's take a quick check of that forecast once again. We're going to see some showers off and on this evening, last maybe until tomorrow morning. Otherwise, tomorrow's going to be a cloudy day. High 65, 80 degrees and partly sunny on Saturday. Partly sunny and 75 on Sunday. 77, mostly sunny on Monday. Not bad weather at all for the weekend. 76 and partly sunny on Tuesday. Some showers and thunderstorms move back in the forecast for Wednesday of next week with a high around 72 and back in the 60s and sunshine by next Thursday. The news doesn't stop here. Just go to our website, KDKZ18.com, for your latest news, weather, and sports, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We hope you have a good evening. News Watch is next. We'll see you tonight at 10.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Here's what's coming up tonight on KDKZ 18.